In the darkened alleys of late 1960s California, where the scent of rebellion mixed with fear, a shadow moved, silent, patient, and deliberate, a man who would soon come to be known as the Zodiac Killer, a name that would forever stain the pages of American crime history, and whose identity remains an enigma to this very day, as mysterious as the cryptic codes he left behind. It began with young love on a cool December night in 1968, when Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday parked on a quiet stretch of Lake Herman Road, unaware that their moment of peace was about to be shattered by the piercing flash of gunfire. They were found lifeless, their dreams silenced before they even began, and the world had no idea that this was just the start of something far more terrifying. 7 months later, in the summer heat of 1969, Darlene Ferrin and Mike Mageau sat in a parked car at Blue Rock Springs Park, talking softly beneath the stars. When headlights approached, a man stepped out, raised his weapon, and opened fire, bullets tearing through the quiet night. Mike survived, wounded and trembling, and through his pain, he gave police the first chilling description of the Zodiac. A heavy-set man, perhaps in his 30s, with a cold and calculating voice that would soon haunt millions. Then came the letters, handwritten, precise, and filled with strange symbols, sent to major newspapers like the San Francisco Chronicle, San Francisco Examiner, and Vallejo Times-Herald, each signed with a symbol that would become infamous. A circle with a cross through it, the mark of the Zodiac. In these letters, he mocked the police, took credit for the killings, and even included cryptograms that, he promised, if solved, would reveal his identity. One such code, known as the 408 cipher, was cracked within days by a school teacher and his wife, revealing a message that began chillingly with the words, "I like killing people because it is so much fun," and ended with an eerie taunt. "I will not give you my name because you will try to slow down or stop my collecting of slaves for the afterlife." Fear gripped California like a cold hand. The Zodiac seemed everywhere and nowhere at once, his letters growing bolder, his tone more arrogant, his confidence unshakable. Then in September 1969, the nightmare struck again at Lake Berryessa, where college students Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were picnicking by the water. A man in a bizarre costume, black hood, clip-on sunglasses, and a symbol drawn on his chest, approached them calmly, tied them up, and stabbed them repeatedly before walking away, leaving a message carved into Brian's car door. The Zodiac symbol, the date, and a chilling tally of his victims. Cecilia later died of her wounds, while Brian miraculously survived, describing in vivid detail the surreal and methodical killer who had turned a sunny day into a scene of horror. Just weeks later, on the streets of San Francisco, cab driver Paul Stein picked up a fare in Presidio Heights. Minutes later, the cab was found parked at a street corner, Stein shot dead, his wallet and keys taken, and a piece of his blood-stained shirt missing. Witnesses saw a man calmly walking away, glasses, short hair, stocky build, and police arrived within moments. But a critical mistake in the dispatcher's report, describing the suspect as a black man instead of a white one, allowed the Zodiac to slip into the darkness, possibly passing officers who never knew they were face-to-face with him. Days later, another letter arrived containing the missing piece of Stein's shirt, proof that the killer was not bluffing, along with a promise to terrorize school children next. The city descended into paranoia. Police guarded buses, citizens carried guns, and newspapers flooded with fear-filled headlines. Detectives worked tirelessly, building psychological profiles and chasing hundreds of leads. Among the suspects, one man stood out. Arthur Leigh Allen, a troubled man with disturbing habits, a criminal record, and a fascination with codes and killing. He even owned a Zodiac brand watch, marked with the same crosshair symbol the killer used. Yet despite years of investigation, handwriting analysis, and searches of his home, no conclusive evidence tied Allen to the crimes, and when he died in 1992, the mystery seemed destined to die with him. Over the years, the Zodiac's legend only grew, his case becoming one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. The letters stopped, but the obsession never did. Amateur sleuths, code breakers, and investigators spent decades poring over symbols, maps, and unsolved ciphers. In 2020, one of his most famous codes, the 340 cipher, was finally cracked by a team of code breakers from the US, Australia, and Belgium. 51 years after it was sent, the decoded message didn't reveal his name as promised, but instead mocked the police once again, writing, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me," confirming that even in death or disappearance, the Zodiac's voice still echoed through time. The story of the Zodiac is not just one of blood and mystery, but of a ghostly presence that lingered over an entire generation. His crimes reshaped American true crime history, inspiring books, films, and endless theories. Yet his identity remains hidden behind the mask of the unknown man. A man who played a game with an entire nation and vanished into the fog before anyone could say his name. To this day, people still debate, was the Zodiac one man or many? Was he someone in plain sight, living a normal life, smiling at his neighbors, while hiding the darkest secret of all? Did he stop killing or simply stop writing? And most haunting of all, is he still out there? His symbols still meaning something only he could understand? The Zodiac Killer story remains one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries in the world, a puzzle that refuses to fade, as if the killer himself planned it that way, to live forever in whispers, in curiosity, in fear. Each generation revisits the clues, hoping to uncover what decades of detectives could not. And each time, the case breathes again, alive through the obsession of those who refuse to let it die. So as you finish hearing this tale of fear, codes, and unanswered questions, remember, the Zodiac wanted attention, and even now he has it. He wanted to be remembered, and he is. Perhaps that is the greatest crime of all, not just the lives he took, but the mind of a nation he still haunts. If you love chilling mysteries like this, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, because more unsolved stories like this one are coming your way. And who knows, maybe someday, one of you listening right now will be the one to finally solve the mystery of the Zodiac Killer.